Hello, hello, blessed and happy and merry and wonderful Beltane to all of you, and blessed Samhain to all of those down under. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sam. Happy to see you. Hi, Roxanne. Wait. Cyber snacks. Mead wine. Yes, yes, indeed. Send out the beam. I hope that close to you in your sphere, in your bubble, that today you are safe and that you remain healthy. We do. We do. And I have to say that, wait a minute, I got to do something here. Hold up. Here we go. Since I have a big credenza that's in front of my windows, I have to use like a back scratcher to open my curtains. And that curtain wasn't open enough. But last Monday, we had a day that was up to 80 at least. And then it rained. And the next morning, and I mean, things were already going nuts as far as, oh, okay, that was the air compressor. I thought it was thunder again because we were having storms rolling through. But I opened the curtains the next morning, and it was just like you could hear it bang, all the leaves were popping out. And it's so amazing to watch day by day because it happens so fast. Thank you, darling. I had my hair up in a ponytail. It needs cut, and it's just like, screw it. So I just sort of brushed it and did that, and yeah. Thank you so much. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Look at these three wondrous goddesses in the chat room. I hope Miss Darcy shows up. I talked to her earlier today. So I'm watching myself do the thing. Anyway, I came within a hair. Today was to have been my first caffeine-free day, and I don't drink much caffeine. It's like 1 cup or 3 cups of 1/3 calf in the morning. And I haven't needed it. So I'd been backing myself off, and today was the first time. And then, wouldn't you know, the storms rolled through and the low pressure just. And I said, you know what? I am not missing this live. I am doing this. So I had Tam make me some coffee. And now my head isn't splitting anymore. Yay! But my mouth is dry. So how is Beltane unfolding? Beltane, I'm sorry. It is Beltane. It's like Samhain. When I first was taught about it, it was pronounced Samhain. And then you found out Samhain and Samhain, Sveen, a couple different. But Beltane has always been Beltane, but I'm hearing Gaelic and Irish speakers saying Beltane. So I'm retraining myself to pronounce it correctly. Freshly baked cherry turnovers. Yum, yum, yum. I love cherry. It's my favorite, my very favorite fruit. Okay, so let's have a blessing. I'll introduce you to the decks, and we'll have a nice little meditation. Come. I saw the little hot, oh, there it is. The little hothead go flying. I always have to look to try to see where they land when they do that. And I trust, since no one has said anything, that sound and everything are good. So I know you'll let me know if they aren't. Here, let's do that. You know what? I need more. Hold on. I need more. Tis Beltane after all. So while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about things that I'm grateful for. There's a lot to be grateful for right now. and whatever we have to be grateful for in our lives is worth focusing on. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to focus on the good and the gratitude, and like that there, by air and fire. May you be purified and charged. May your mind be open. May the breeze of cleansing, healing smoke blow through and take anything with it that doesn't need to be there. And may the fire light your path, and may your vision be strong to project onto that path. I refilled my ocean water, so now I have to be really careful that I don't dump it everywhere. By water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. May you have joy in your life. May you have the ability to feel joy. I think that's a good distinction, because there is always something to be joyful about. You can find joy in the vast majority of situations. You can find something to take joy in. Yeah. So, and right, let me backtrack. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. By water, connection, joy, flow. May it flow through your life. May you be open to receiving all the joy that's in your life, open to experiencing it and receiving it. And may your body be healthy and fed. And may your visions, the things that to which you are committed, that fulfill your spiritual purpose here, may they be made manifest. I knew you were going to come in. I know. I love you, Mama. I love you. Be safe. It's so funny, when I was getting ready and I had a little flash of Tam coming in because he's going over to Bugs. And there he was. So, my baby. And by the sound of the bell, may the spirit enter in. Allow it to clear your space. If you have a bell, ring it. Please do. May your mind be clear. And at the third bell, may everything that is not needed in this time, in this place, for this purpose of celebration, of the turning of the wheel, may everything be cleared from your space so that your vision, your energy, your spirit, all 5 elements and senses come together into this space. I just had to do it again. This is the best singing bowl that I've ever seen. Anyway, hold on, let me do something here. Come. Oh my God. I'll tell you guys what. When Microsoft has updated Windows recently, and they do it a lot, there's this thing where you have the, things that are attached or pinned to your taskbar down below. And I have 2 monitors. So I usually have iTunes open on that monitor, and I used to be able to go to the icon in the tray on the other monitor and, click to close it or whatever. And then they updated, and it broke that, so that didn't work anymore. And then they updated again right away, and it fixed it. This is like the 6th time it's gone back and forth, and they just borked it again. So it doesn't need fixing. Well, it does now, but it didn't in the first place. Anyhow, um, oh, Samantha, joints are feeling, yes, I mean, the, the low pressure, it's that, I get that really lightheaded kind of thing, you know? As we stand here coast to coast, calling forth all things and events that lovingly serve us the most for the highest good of us all, so it is. Thank you, Samantha. So mote it be. I heartily agree. Okay, let's look at our decks and then we'll do a meditation. Um, let's do our meditation first. I'm feeling like I'm going to bust up energy if I don't. So I'm going to pull my microphone a little bit closer so I don't have to talk loud. And let's all, oh, you know what? I'm scattered tonight, you guys. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, we welcome you here. They've been hanging out with me all day, every day, and I'm really excited for them to see what they can come up with, because I'm handing it over tonight. I'm absolutely handing it over. And then we offer you fresh water, and we offer you the fire of Azrael. Okay. So now I will duck out of here and go ahead and settle down into your chair, your bed, whatever is holding you up. Just give your body up to the pull of gravity. And as you do, feel all of your muscles start to soften as they too let go to gravity, and you just feel that wonderful, loving drag, that embrace of Mother Earth, claiming you and holding you to her. And as you relax, let gravity pull out of your muscles any tension. It's almost like they're melting. Like when you take a piece of hard beeswax and you put it just for a little bit in some warm water, and then it becomes so soft and pliable. And as that's going on, check in on your breath. Just notice the quality of it, and notice as you begin to relax that it becomes even easier to breathe with your entire rib cage, that your whole rib cage just opens up gently, easily, naturally, so that air is pulled down to the very bottom of your lungs, and you can just feel the oxygen rushing through your blood. And on your exhales, you can feel the used oxygen, the carbon dioxide, just going out and being received by all these wonderful leaves that are popping out. And just for a moment, think about that circle of what we exhale, the trees inhale, and vice versa. They exhale our oxygen, and we exhale theirs. So keep breathing easily, letting your chest expand. Don't force anything, just allow. And now from the base of your spine, let's drop that root down. Healthy, thick, growing root. Finding its way down into the earth, and little rootlets shooting off in all directions, and they're tapping into nutrients, and they're tapping into rainwater and the growing strength deep in the black earth. Where it's dark is where growth starts. And feel that root just soaking all those nutrients and water and growing energies in, and feel them begin to rise up that root, green and gold, flashing with life. And let it connect with your physical body and begin to pour into your body, pouring down your legs. You can feel the tingles. In response, your muscles relax even more. Your blood vessels relax and open up so that blood goes through easily. And feel the rhythm of that pulse bringing oxygen to every cell. As the earth energy rises up now into your low belly. And let it rise up into your torso. Just watch where it goes. Alive and flashing and healing. You may notice it going in one area in particular where it's concentrated. That may be a place where you need some healing. Just allow it to go. It's wise. It knows. It knows you intimately because earth is what you are made of. And it rises up now into your upper chest and your shoulders, and it rushes down your arms. And then up into your neck and head, and just feel everything lighting up. Watch it swirl and spin, creating space between all the matter in your body. You're mostly space. And earth energy is what holds you all together on the physical plane. And on the next exhale, exhale fully. And then inhale easily and deeply, really pulling up that earth energy, making the colors brighter. Release only the breath. And inhale it up again, increasing. Filling your body, releasing only the breath. And the third time. Pulling it up and exhaling out the crown. And watch it shoot effortlessly out the top of your head and arc down around you on all sides. Feel this beautiful sphere of earth energy surrounding you, all the way down to touch the earth and hug the root. Flashing green and gold, living and moving. Keeping you grounded, keeping you attached to your physical body so that spirit can go out and play. And now let's open the crown and invite the cosmic energy in. Blue and silver comes pouring down. And you feel the shivers and tingles as it hits the crown chakra and pours into your body, down through your head, magnetically attracted to the green and gold, and down through your neck. Feel your face relax. Your shoulders relax as it flows down your arms, and feel all of your fingertips light up as it flows down through your chest and upper back, down through the chakras, down into your solar plexus, your mid-back, down into your belly, down into your low back. Feel your butt muscles relax. Down into your thighs as they relax, down to the tips of your toes, and they start to sparkle too. And the cosmic energy goes down through your root until it joins the outside of the sphere, and then it rushes up the outside. And look at the perfect balance of cosmic and earth energy. As the cosmic energy heads back out into space, look at where you are perfectly held in balance between the force and the form, between the sacred and the mundane, between the infinite and the finite. Feel yourself poised here. Invite into this space all of your ancestors, all the sacred names that you wish to speak on this Beltane, to invite them in. And feel the space inside this sphere fill up with energy too. It's inside you, it's outside of you, it protects you, it energizes you, it heals you, it motivates you, it blesses you. Feel your heart chakra activate in beautiful green light surrounded by pink. And feel that beaming out. Exhale all the way on your next exhale, and then a deep inhale. And let's push an outer layer out and feel it flow out and snap into the grid. Everyone, whether they're part of this community or not, everyone that is doing a meditation to connect is part of this grid. And feel the energy flow through this entire grid. Feel the energy of Beltane pouring in. The energy of fertility, the energy of arousal, the energy of the spring hornies, the energy of soft, warm breezes and green, green grass, leaves unfolding to create a beautiful bower for the god and the goddess to create their ecstasy. The ecstasy that creates life. Allow that ecstasy to wash through your life. Feel your creativity greening up. Feel your spirit being revived and revitalized and healed. Breathe in that creation energy that is all around us right now. And let it heal you. Let it bring back your resilience, your hope, your ability to imagine, to visually create the best and highest. When you create from your spirit, it can't be anything other than the best and the highest. So we raise our frequency, and in so doing, we raise the frequency of the entire grid. Make sure you let this energy flow through. It's a circuit. Don't keep it. Let it move through. And keep it as high as you want for this time. All right, come on back to the space now. Feeling that nice buzz. Wiggle your toes. Open your eyes if you want to. And now we can meet our decks. I'll give y'all a little bit of time. Oops, I see I was buffering. Yep, there's not much I can do about that. All right. So what we have tonight, and some of these are, a little bit of ringers, but these are the ones that were flying into my head, the Psi cards. jumped in tonight, and I haven't touched these in so long. Whoops. Friendship wanted to stay with us. Isn't that nice? Then we have, of course, Seasons of the Witch, the Beltane Oracle. Good, good. Then we have, I'm good-gooding about Samantha saying thank you. I appreciate that. Here's Froud's Fairies. Then we have the Bee Tarot. Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Oh, hold up. Okay, anyway, Bee Tarot, Christopher Hughes, Nadia Turner. I haven't been saying who the authors are. I'm sorry. This is The Enchanted Forest, or it's called Forest of Enchantment is the deck. And that and the Bee Tarot. So that's what this one is, Samantha, with the owls. It's the Forest of Enchantment. And then this deck I wasn't sure about, but it was like last minute. I needed another tarot, so I went for this one, the Intuitive Night Goddess, to balance out the Beltane energies. Beltane energies. All right. Now, oh, Astro Dice. All right, we have the South Node in Gemini in the 11th house. Okay, WTF? The South Node is all about the old way. It's about the karmic path already well traveled. And the North Node, its opposite, is about the new karmic path, the creation of new karma. Because everything, you know, you're never going to stop making karma as long as you're causing things, you know. Hold on. That's a little better, eh? So South Node is going backward, going back the familiar way because, you know, better the devil you know. I'd rather go with old misery than take a chance on new joy, you know. So, and then look at the, all right, I'm going to re-roll these, but look at these, look at the, it's kind of like a gateway, isn't it? Maybe I won't re-roll these. But Gemini is about communication, and 11th house is Aquarius's house, so it's communication, but it's also the higher octave of like telepathy and intuition, flashes of brilliance, genius, innovation. This is friends. That friendship card stayed when I picked up the side cards. So the 11th house is your tribe. It's the people that you attract, the people that you're attracted to as friends. It's the like-minded group. It's your hopes and aspirations, very much future-oriented, what's going to be new for the future. And Gemini can talk about the logistics of that. But it certainly is talking about friends and like-minded people. But then we've got, okay, I'm going to re-roll the South Node. We get Venus, all right. So Venus would be having wonderful, pleasant times with friends, communicating. This is more than one person with Gemini, so just social, getting together. And that's what tonight is about. What I'm asking about is just Beltane. Give me Beltane. You know, Beltane messages is what we're about tonight here. Okay, hi, Al. Yay. Oh, honey, I'm so glad you're here. Listen with one ear and do homework with the other. That's right. Okay. So we can be very detailed about communicating what we love, what we wish for. You know, I don't see Venus as desired. Venus is appetite, but it's not like desire, like sexual desire. It's affection. Venus is affection and sweetness and loving and, you know, cuddling and caressing and all that. But in Gemini, um, we talk about things in Gemini. Speaking words of love to your friends. Let's talk about, what kind of message you want to put out to your tribe. Messages of appreciation and love, how much you value them. That's what I'm getting there. Oh, good, Catherine. But keep an eye on the dinner, though. There's gathering. Sam says there's a gathering going on. Our vibes attracts our tribes. That's right. That's right. Okay, now, who's up first? Hey, you know what? I'm realizing here that my charcoal never lit. Well. All right. That ought to do it. Are you going? Oh, look, you can see or maybe you can't. You see the incense kind of moving as it lights. Anyhow, now we offer the fire of Azrael. Okay. First. Number 4, which is the Hive. So this is Christopher Hughes, art by Nadia Turner, and you might recognize her artwork. She's also the artist of the Mists of Avalon deck. All right. What the hell was that? I'm getting strange noises. I've been hearing a lot of strange noises lately. I gotta say that. Okay. I didn't pre-shuffle, so. Okay, I'm going to split and pull. It's just turning out to be consistently the best, and it really is, it makes it easier for you to pull the same cards all the time, and it's your intuition that's taking you straight there. So I get repeats every single day. Okay, so the Bee Tarot. Tell us about the sweetness of Beltane. Okay, this Beltane message. Message from the honeybees. There's the Keeper, who is the Fool. Okay. The Four of Swords. I got that one earlier. The Seven of Wands. Ooh, 2 of them want to come out. 8 of Pentacles. So we have the Magician and the 8 of Pentacles. Now this is interesting. And then we have the Devil. Oh, hell. All right, well, interesting. So the Fool talks about the turning of the wheel and the new energy coming into spring, the new just palpable energy, the change in the earth, and we're setting off on this journey, but we've got to take a rest and we've got to guard our territory. So the Fool, of course, is the Fool because he doesn't pay much attention to where he's going. He's so full of enthusiasm and possibility that he just, off he goes. So, sorry, I don't know why my lights are looking that low. Anyway, so to balance him, there's certainly a place where you see the swords that are planted around here. Maybe you can't. There. We absolutely must take care of ourselves. And if you're not doing this now, you need to start just building in um, rest and recovery to every day, you know. Where the bombardment is happening, but Beltane and this energy, look at this, lying in the naked in this field of beautiful daffodils while the bees are just buzzing around collecting nectar and pollinating the flowers. So for Beltane, rest your body, rest, replenish your body, feed your body, give it wonderful, delicious things. And Seven of Wands says we've got to also make sure that we're guarding. This shows like hornets or wasps or something flying into the hive, and the bees that are coming out to defend. So keep your boundaries firm. Behind that wonderful boundary, let yourself let down and rest and refresh. The Fool can talk about just refresh, to regain that enthusiasm of life. And then here we've got the Magician and the Eight of Pentacles. Work your magic. Eight of Pentacles is practice. We have to, practice what we preach, take the time to do the things that takes slow, step by step by step. And the creation and the manifestation of anything requires that. We can't manifest things out of nothing. We can't. That's not the way the system works. So we have to do the work on all of the levels, all of the energetic levels, the spiritual, that call of the purpose of your spirit, and then a step down into the intellectual, where we start to feel inspired to do something specific and form the idea, and then down into the fire, where it's, and I am motivated to do this. Here is the action I'm going to take to create this, and then the satisfaction that begins to come immediately, to come back to you. That's the water, the emotion. This feels good. Yeah, I'm back in the saddle, and then coming through you physically, taking those physical steps so that you have something in your hand, something I can touch, something I can perceive with all the senses, the corporeal senses, which is taste, touch, and smell. And the non-corporeal are hearing and sight. So, yeah, doing the work to make the big magic. This isn't just chopping wood and carrying water. This is making the actual magic. And I love that we have 0 and 1 here, because we're talking about a new start, but then we got the devil down here. And I'm going to go straight to the book and read. Let's let the man talk. All right. The devil shares a commonality with temperance and death in that they all seek to imaginatively transform the keeper on their journey through the major arcana. So remember that the keeper is the Fool here. So they have the potential to lead to a renovating of the spirit and the self on the path toward balance and moderation. It says the processes within the devil are not antagonistic. Instead, he has the potential to lead to a renovating of the spirit and self on the path toward balance and moderation. In this card, we see a figure that represents the trappings of material wealth. Behind him sit hundreds of commercial hives as bees buzz about the scene that is a barren monoculture. Ugh. But all is not as it seems. The devil figure is responding to a need within society itself. Are we willing to pay that bit extra for a premium product that's been lovingly tended by a local beekeeper, or do we want it for the lowest cost possible? The devil is responsive, and he reacts to the environment. He can represent our inability to see clearly the things that tie and control us. We become slaves to the status quo, locked into habitual practices and behavior. The devil card challenges us by questioning our motives and responses. It's a lens that focuses on the minute details of the self. So, damaging patterns of behavior. So what we have to look at here is we take, these other things. Look, we've got boundaries here, and what kind of magic are we going to start making? Well, maybe we need to start working on magic that takes us away from this, the monoculture. I might have mentioned this before, but I have been watching things from a couple channels that are about rewilding, and the ones I was watching were in England, but showing how they're taking and reclaiming land where the Victorians, to make fields, they dug these straight ditches and rerouted the streams and everything to carry the water away faster and lots of nutrients and everything else. Well, they're taking and allowing streams to re-meander, and they're rewilding the environment and ponds. So these people were going on this land, and there were ponds that had been there for hundreds of years, and this one pond had these trees growing up around it to where it was stagnant, and all there was leaves covering it, no light getting in, nothing living in it. So they came and they took out trees so that the light came back, and then they come in with a digger, and they're dredging out until they reach like the natural, like the brown out of the black muck that's down there. And in that brown, when they reach that brown layer, ants, my God, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. This one, anyway, I won't commit murder on air. Anyway, they were saying that in this brown layer is a seed bank from when it was a healthy, thriving, culture in that pond. And all they have to do is take this brown layer and like spread it around, and the plants that were there a couple hundred years ago are going to come back. So it really does take effort to push Mother Nature down. And we're being called here to do our magic and to take these practical steps to rest the environment where it's been, assaulted, to set up barriers, and to really look at where things have gone out of control. We try so hard to be in control of the environment that things get out of control. All right, I'm going to take 2 more on him. Five of Swords. And the Ace of Jars. Hold on. I have to look because okay, pentacles are pentacles, jars are cups. All right, everything is what it is except for the jars. All right, so we have here the Five of Swords, which is a card that talks about abuse of power, bullying. But then we have the Ace of Jars here, this beginning. Look at this huge container that is so full of sweetness. Look at the honey pouring out here. You know what? Let me do this. There, you can see them a little bit better now. The other thing that I'm getting is, the devil is, all of this that's behind him is based in emptiness. It's based in inadequacy, and I'm looking at this bullying energy and the abuse of power as, this is a legacy that gets handed on, but we've got an opportunity here for a new start. And and they just said 2 off the top there. 6 of Wands, that's victory, and 10 of Pentacles. So really a brand new start that is rooted in the sweetness of the earth, what we love about the earth, what is natural, what are the earth's natural cycles. And I just so applaud these people that are going out and rewilding. And like I said, all we have to do is remove the barriers. We have to remove the control that we've superimposed, and Mother Nature goes, whoop. She takes care of things. Yes, she does. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yes, we need our whoa, we do. We need our biodiversity. And I was thinking about Silent Spring um, this morning, and if we hit a tipping point with it, I'm not gonna. I will say no more. I will say no more. Okay, Samantha said once I had some pins because I was a waitress and everyone would steal my pens, put them in printed with the following: if all else were gone, we'd still have each other in love and diversity. That's wonderful. Caradwin's cauldron, absolutely, and the honey pot. The cauldron of sweetness. Okay, here we go. Who's next? And Al says, looking to volunteer in our state and local parks to clean up and take care of that. What a wonderful thing to do. Talk about something that pays you back immediately. Okay, now we've got our Forest of Enchantment. Ow, 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 itchy, itchy. Okay. We'll do a couple riffles here. It's like something poking me in the head. It's not quite in the third eye. All right. Forest of Enchantment. All right. This is nature spirits speaking to us here. Okay. Whoop. We're going to go like this. 2 of Swords, 2 of Challenges, Ace of Spells, and 10 of Visions. Ooh. So challenges are the swords, spells are wands, and visions are cups. So we have 2 of Swords. And let me move these down. The Ace of Wands, 10 of Cups, Child of Visions, 7 of Challenges, 7 of Swords, and then we have 3 of Visions. Aw, look at the bears. Okay. So 2 of Challenges, we see him looking into a mirror here and looking into himself as if to say, like, okay, dude, who are you? Who are you really? What is it you're here to do? What is it that you want? So it talks about coming to a decision through really looking at yourself. And, you can look at yourself in terms of what does this decision, what does it do to me? And there's that old ecology thing. If you're saying, here's what I want, then you answer the questions of what will be different if I get this thing? And then what won't be different if I get this thing? And then what will be different if I don't get this thing? And then what won't be different if I don't get this thing? And it's just a slight little, so you can look at it from all different perspectives to see the ecology of what it is that you're trying to do. So this is talking about stepping up to challenges and making decisions through self-examination, through being very clear about who you are in the situation. The Ace of Spells is that, so we've had the Ace of Cups, and now we've got the Ace of Wands. Perfect for Beltane. See, they get saucy. And so we're talking about, look at this dragon igniting that crystal, inspiration, the flame of passion and creation hitting you. And then we've got 10 of Visions over here. What's the end result that you want? Always working from the end result. What's the ultimate? Hold on a second. Oh my God, my glasses are so filthy. But, so many times we just sort of look at what's the challenge that's in front of us, the thing that we want to solve, that's this one thing. Oh, here's an obstacle, I need to solve that. But we also need to be very aware and, keep bringing the context up of what is the bigger What's the bigger goal here? What is our big happiness? How do we define our big happiness? And we also had the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups here. So there's, there is this emotional journey that we're kind of being called to take on this Beltane. Child of Visions is, she's just so full of love and delight of life that she's just bouncing through the forest. There's a beautiful spider web there, just delighting. And look at the rain falling. And then we've got the Seven of Challenges. Look at the foxes stealing away. Okay. So, there's this innocence here that we're not going to allow to be stolen. It's like you can take away things, but if we know who we are, we can retain that sense of wonder, that sense of new beginning. Look where she comes next to the ace here. I'm going to take a look. Oh, no. This is the Linnea Weatherstone deck. Anyway, I want to look at Child of Visions, and then I want to see her weight. Okay. Okay, sensitivity and appreciation for beauty. It says she's been abandoned in the forest. The woods look scary and forbidding to us, but not to her. Everything she sees is viewed through a rosy filter of delight. Her world holds only beauty and goodness. There's Venus there. No matter the situation, her trusting nature expects everyone to be a friend and every story to end with happily ever after. Her emotions are near the surface, and when her tears do fall, they pass as quickly as a summer storm. It can mean a time of increasing harmony, a gift of beauty, or a quarrel forgiven. Gentle, emotionally sensitive, appreciation for beauty, wonder, innocence, but, bordering on Pollyanna. But I think that, next to that Seven of Challenges there, it's like up to us if we allow that to be stolen. If we, can stay connected to that part of ourselves. Sneakiness, secret strategy, using your wits to get what you want, a lapse of ethics. But the thing we have to really be aware of, I'm also aware that the Fool was up here. We don't want to be so wide open and trusting that we don't see that we're getting robbed blind. So we do need this guy here looking in the mirror, taking a good hard look at himself to balance this just, and that's what we need, a Beltane, that balance, And then Three of Visions down here. Look at the bears dancing. So we celebrate. Let's take a hit on this boy. We get the Weaver of Spells. Look at her, the Queen of Wands. Dancing away. So here, let's just cover that. Indeed. Look at the celebration, the fulfillment of emotions, the wonder, the new creation, but the awareness of what our place is in it and what we actually want from it. And then those bears dancing and celebrating. Queen of Spells, or the Weaver of Spells, that passionate woman that's going to dance her joy. All right. Now, who's next? The Beltane deck. All right, I'm going to zoom out. And there we go. Okay. It's a style of photography where the photographer looks for a spider web that has drops of dew on it, and they zoom in on that. Yes! I've seen those. That's very cool. Okay. See what happens when you close your eyes for a second? Maypole in the middle. Ugh, this is a deck that isn't cut right. It's driving me crazy. Love spell. Goddess, thank you for showing up, my lady. Creation. I'm just going to take them off the top. Sacrifice. And Fae. Ooh, okay. So Maypole, that is the big magical working, and it always cracks me up, and I understand children dancing a Maypole, that is the sympathetic magic of fertility, right? You let the children, what would that be? That's contagious magic. You have these young children dancing the Maypoles to bring in young children. These, what's depicted here aren't young children, it's maidens. I had a flash of insight when we were doing the mother drum Beltane rituals with the indoor Maypole. There's a video on that. If you search my channel, you'll find how to do an indoor Maypole. Anyway, I remember one night like journaling and planning, and I just had this knowledge of here is the full sexual working of a Maypole. First of all, you've got to dig a hole in the earth. You got to open a hole. Then you have this big, straight pole. And around the end of that pole, you're going to put a garland of flowers. So the pole kind of comes into that garland of flowers, and everybody ties their ribbons on and everything. And then we dance around and weave and weave and weave. Well, think about the fact that we have, what are the two like fluids that come together to create life? The red and the white. Yes? And so the men going diesel, with white ribbons, because that is their essence, is the white. And then the women going moonwise, widdershins, with the red ribbons. And it's the interweaving of those two powers that brings life to manifestation. So I would always get kind of, it really is a ruddy, sexy thing. Poles and flowers and shit. And it always kind of made me go, oh, when there were children dancing a Maypole. But it's like, no, that's contagious magic too. It all works, it all works. Who am I to criticize anybody on Beltane? So Maypole is about working. It says, I'm fertile in what I seed, for there is reason to dance and drink upon the riches I receive. So what's the spell that we're dancing, this Beltane? What is it that we would like to weave into the potency of the god? The god is potency, the ability to make something happen, to ignite life. And then we have love spell. Let the honey of your soul swell in the depths of love. And goddess, make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. So love spell here, it's not just about sex. It's about the spell that binds. When we bind to each other, when we're in love, when we say we've fallen in love and we love someone, it's a binding. And it is a soul-to-soul binding. So we're being told here that we're not, it's not just about the sexual magic, it's about love as well, which is the sweetness. That's the sweetness of life. And, of course, the other side of that is the sting, because when we have that sweetness and we have that love, we are vulnerable to the loss of that love someday. And then we have goddess over here. Make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. So saying to, these energies of passion and sexuality and love, on Beltane are writ large, to the level of a divinity. This is divine energy. And this is the reminder that we are what we believe. And we, I am God, thou art God. All that grokks is God. I need to read Stranger in a Strange Land again. But yes, the goddess, absolutely delighting in the honey of love, the sweetness of life. Here's creation. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. And over here is sacrifice. You must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it is embracing it all is embracing truth. Yes, the ebb and the flow, the dark and the light. Through the darkness I crossed and I found life, the presence of life. When we go down into the black earth in the springtime, that's where life is waiting. In the deep, deep, deep layers of those ponds, life is waiting. And think about the stories in recent years of them finding seeds, 1,000-year-old seeds in tombs and graves and stuff, and the seeds are viable, and they're bringing back these plants because life is so tenacious at this time of year that the energy of life is exploding everywhere. And even seeds that are 1,000 years old in a tomb can channel that life again and become manifest. So looking inside yourself to find the ebb and the flow and embracing all of that, because that is the truth of your life, and acknowledging that creation, that the spark of life begins to take manifestation in the dark, in the darkness. This is also asking what we are willing to sacrifice in order to create what it is that we're here to create. Look at the red flowing. This is a beautiful image. And then down here we have Fae. Not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. Okay. Well, I mean, that is just the story behind the story. And when you are a magic worker and a witch and a deep looker, someone that does go deep diving into things beyond the surface appearances, you're always going to find that there's something else going on. And so, in times like we're going through now, but at all times too, we can practice seeing with two levels of vision. Here's what's going on, in our society that I'm so used to. I get in this thing that has a combustion engine, all these little explosions, and I ride it. And I come home safe every time I do it. It's just amazing. And then you can, the alternate vision, which actually starts to grow and grow stronger the more magic you do, the more you meditate, the more you step into that liminal realm and touch spirit deeply. The stronger that spirit's vision is going to be, to where you can also kind of shift and look at things and go, my God, this is crazy. This is crazy what we do, And maybe you could go nuts doing that too, being able to see both. But this way you can see how do I move in this context so that I can stay true to that spirit part. So the Fae is talking about kind of the hidden things that are going on. What else here? Anybody talking about the Fae? All right. They take the picture through. Okay, there's a gathering going on. There's a gang. Blow the pipes and strum the strings and sound the belt and drum. Yes. The three bears. There's a story behind the tale, and behind and behind. And by absolutely, it's like the Heart Sutra, Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhiswaha, gone, gone, gone beyond, beyond. Hail to the awakener. It's yes. And so the Fae in you, you've got that spark here that can see what's going on behind. And that also is what gives you your strong magic, is, being able to tap into that other world and bring the magic. But wow. All right, my darlings. I had the Imbolg Oracle sitting over there, and I bought it before Imbolg so I could shoot a video, and then we were so sick. Okay. Who's next? Side cards. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to do a, I don't know, what am I doing here? Okay. They're telling me 2 lines of 5, so I'll do it that way. wait. All right. Oh no. Okay. I knew she was coming up. Okay, interesting. Oh my gosh. All right. So here we have I'll go to the center cards first, the scales and the sage. So talking about bringing wisdom, bringing long experience, looking to the elders in our society to help us bring things back into balance. I was laughing when the tower came out here. I don't know if you can see. It's the tower, the libido, the scales, mother, money. Hilarious. Body, voyage, sage, beauty, and father. So I was laughing because both tarot decks that I used this morning, the tower came out. One of them had 10 of swords as well. So, you know, it's talking about the structures that we once knew are breaking down. We're watching it happen. We're in it. We are watching it happen in real time. Things are crumbling. And then we've got the libido here. And the libido, what is that? Look at the snake in the grass. Oh, peacocks and snake in the grass. What does that remind you of? The libido can talk about not just, you know, sexual libido, but certainly that's a manifestation. But the greed, that, yeah, I want, regardless of what anybody says, you know, institutions that have been, because the tower here is about institutions. The you know, breakdown is the tarot meaning, but institutions and structures that have been built on greed and desire that need to come back into balance. The mother needs to really take control of the money here, you know. I was laughing though because I'm thinking about that, you know, the offer of we're going to offer $5,000 for women to have babies, and it's like, yeah, what woman's going to take that deal knowing if she should tragically miscarry, she could be arrested for murder? Plus, I saw a response to that somebody said, yeah, my friends just spent $40,000 on childcare in the last year. So, yeah, just wow. How, oof. Anyway. Okay, then we have, you know, the body, the physical, the material, the voyage, the sage. Hold on a minute. Sort of traveling from just the physical. So okay, so body and rhythms of the body and health, and it is all about just the physical body here. So we've got the physical body, and then the voyage is, you know, we're transitioning, we're moving, we're taking a journey. And then we've got elderdom. So maybe as we start to age, as the body goes through this journey to elderdom, and then we've got the beauty and father. Look at them looking at each other, the sage and beauty. We have elder here, and we've got beauty as something that's seemingly opposite. But I think they're acknowledging each other. She's looking at him and acknowledging his wisdom. You know, he's looking at her being a wise person and knowing that her beauty is transitory, but appreciating it nonetheless. Look at how we've got mother, beauty, and then money, father here. And here is the father, you know, we see the mother nurturing the small children, and we see the father teaching. teaching skills to the son. All right, hold on. All right. So now, yeah, this line is interesting, but I'm going to do knightings now. So we have structure and structures that have been placed a long time. The sage is older, you know, and then money here. So the structure of money underpinning everything has been in place a long time. You look at how this structure of money and the sage is like down underneath it. So we could talk about his wisdom kind of being suppressed by these structures weighed down with money. Then we have body scales father. Oh, wow. Okay. Did you know that there is, oh, what do they call them? Bigorexics. There's a thing called bigorexia that is an affliction of young men, or I think men in general, but it's particularly becoming prevalent in young men, you know, teens plus, of this bodybuilding obsession, making their bodies bigger, 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 you know? And so it needs to be balanced. Look at this father. And, you know, we also really need to look at the images of mother and father that we've been sold. It all has to come a tumbling down. Bodies need to be brought back into balance. And we need the teaching of the father, the passing on of skills and wisdom. Libido and beauty, will those track? And then we've got voyage and mother. I'm not sure what that is saying. Certainly, okay, let me just so a journey, nurturing, traveling, mother. I mean, wow. Remember the mom and the 3 kids that were deported? Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Yeah, I knew these would get a little more topical just because of the nature of the cards that they are. But I'm also just seeing that, you know, we need to bring things into balance. Our wisdom needs to underpin just the scales of justice. And he's looking in the direction of mother, father, beauty, money, you know, what has value, what doesn't. All right. I think I'm gonna let that go. But it's interesting. Has anybody talking? My sage is going nuts. We've deified money and it's really just supposed to be currency. Yep. Something that keeps things flowing, not hoarded and stagnant. Absolutely. Mother and voyage, all of a sudden I started hearing she'll be coming around the mountain. She'll be riding 6 white horses. Hey, yeah. Hell yeah. So maybe it's like mothers on the move, mothers mobilizing, people mobilizing, and this father energy coming in to bring justice and balance and equity and equality around the body. Think about how our bodies, things we have no choice over, are, you know, being used to legislate so much, or legislate where they're legislating our bodies. So, wow. The beauty of the mother, father talking about money. We really do need to revise, don't we? And we got to let go of things so that we can really see starkly what it is we value that we want to take back. Okay. So I've got 3 and 6 left. 3. Okay. Oh, fairies. My wonderful fairies. All right. I feel like something's biting me in the boob. Feminine divine and the masculine divine. Yes. Well, it is free sexuality, you know, the attraction in a sacred environment of consent. You know, when consent is 100%, what delight there is to be had. Yeah, it was. That was really interesting. Okay, the fairies are starting to jump. What do we got here? We've got He of the Fiery Sword. He's really coming out tonight, isn't he? All right, yes. The masculine is desperate for healing. Absolutely desperate for healing. And we have unity. This has been the characteristic of my fairy readings in the mornings, is just the singers like mad. Michael Mokel. Or Michael. I think it's Michael. I don't know. Here we go, the singer of connection. Oh, happy Beltane. The undressing of a salad. You're so funny. I love you so much and you're so funny. My fairies. The undressing of a salad, when I started reading with these cards every morning for a while, every single reading, I got the undressing of a salad. And now I get singers and singers and singers. And just the undressing of a salad was there this morning. Amazing. And then we have the Master Maker. Okay. So, wait, water. And then hold up 1 second. I needed a fluff. Okay. All right. So, He of the Fiery Sword is that potency energy. In the wider wheel of the year, there, when you look at the god, the goddess, the masculine, the feminine side, the goddess maintains. She is there always. She never leaves. The earth that we stand on never leaves us. She changes from young to old, but she is constantly there. The male rises and falls. Hey. He rises in the spring with the sap, with the plants, with the grain. In fall, he's cut down. He makes the sacrifice and nourishes us. And so He of the Fiery Sword is that rising in the spring. Potency. Potency. That's the word. And so we have him coming out to say, I am here to ignite, to spark, to implant. It's like the lightning striking the ocean that started everything vibrating to create life. And he is up and ready to go. Then we have unity, waiting for us to kind of join with. Unity is the reality of where we are. And here's Michael Amokal, and he talks about all the tiny joys, taking delight and joy in the smallest of things. Let me look him up. It's so funny when you have decks that you've read with for years, and none of these are what I'm talking about, but then a card will show up and you realize I never get this card when I read with this deck, but I get him a lot. Everyday blessings, play, and mixed blessings. So he again is inviting us to play, to step into that unity, to step into our own fiery sword energy. What is it we've got a boner for? Because when that comes, we're enthused and we're ready to engage. And then we have connection. So we've got fiery sword, unity, and connection coming together. Coming together. So, it's opening. And then the undressing of a salad is about perfect balance, things being in perfect balance. And what's possible and also doing the impossible. It's called the un kind of slash dressing of a salad. So it's the dressing and the undressing. The dressing requires perfect balance and blending. The undressing is seemingly an impossible thing, but is there anything impossible to the fairies? No, there isn't. So this talks about just that delicate dance and balance. So when we're connecting, We step into unity and we allow our fiery sword energy to come apart, to come up through all of our day-to-day delights, all the wonderful things, all the play that we engage into. And then we connect and do that delicate dance of balance. And down here is the master maker. It's manifestation. That is the one that can make it all happen, that can make it come to fruition. So here's the spark of beginning, here's fruition. What are we going to do with this spark that is hitting us? How do we keep it in balance? How are we keeping connected to our spirit through it all? And talking about really allowing ourselves to unite with that inner child, that sense of wonder. There's that maiden of visions that was here. That sense of wonder and delight. But yeah, it's time to manifest, you guys. There's no doubt about it. Fairies say, get it going. Y'all get it going. That was quick. Thank you. Now, this was the deck that I was kind of not so sure about. I haven't shuffled it, so we're going to shuffle a little bit. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess deck. Lindsay Silverman and Eye of Astro. I think this is an indie. Ulysses Press. Okay. All right. So Intuitive Night Goddess, with all of this light, talk of light and potency and manifestation and, spark of life and everything. Let's look at the night side. Because that last one, there have been very God-heavy messages, and I'm totally down with that. Totally down with that. Okay. Okay, we've got Justice, and this one wants to come too. The Spirit of Wands. Two coming up here again. Introspection. Death. Okay, Justice, the scales that were there. The Ace of Swords. I'll have to look up Spirit of Wands. I don't remember the courts in this deck. Okay. All right, I'm seeing two. Universe, and then Queen of Pentacles. It's split on that too. So Spirit, I'm imagining, is the like the page. Let's see. Queen. Here we have the Nymph, the Warrior, the Queen, and the Spirit. So it's the highest one. Okay. So what we have here is Justice. I'm going to put her down here. We've got Justice. We have the Spirit of Wands, like the highest level. And then like the King energy. And then the Hermit, which is introspection. So this is like some masculine energy, like that He of the Fiery Sword. All right, I want to look at that. Okay, this is, of course, a feminine deck. Our final goddess in the suit of wands stands before fire leaping from the earth. She holds her staff in one hand and a shawl above her head adorned with flowers. Her gaze is white and glows like the stars that surround her, hinting that she has achieved cosmic connection. Passion, spiritual realization, vision, imagination, guidance. So we are talking pure Beltane energy here. Passion and vision and imagination. Spiritual realization. So this is the potency that we bring. Our spiritual work and the realizations it's brought us, and we bring it from inside as well. And Justice here is to bring things into right relationship, right balance. And that is a theme here tonight for Beltane. It's about rectifying and bringing things back into alignment, back into, what's the word I'm looking for here, like accord. It'll come. Then we have death and the Ace of Swords here. So what are, things are going away. There's no doubt about it. We are in the death in life part of the year. So in Samhain, it's life and death. Everything is dying around, and the last of the harvest comes out of the fields. But the life in that death is that the stores are full, the root cellars full of potatoes and turnips and whatever, and the grain stores are full of grain to carry us through the winter, and the promise of life, those seeds will bring life in the spring. So this time of the year we are in death in life. Life is burgeoning all around, but what's feeding that life is death from the last season. The seed, the compost, the rot of last season is feeding and nurturing the new beginning here. And Ace of Swords is that beginning that comes because of what we willingly let go of. We're being asked here to willingly let go of things and to trim down. And it's, at Beltane we have access to some enthusiasm about starting things anew. And this could talk about like clearing out your garden, taking the scythe and whacking down all the old weeds, clearing a bed to put indigenous plants in, maybe cutting down things that are choking out natural growth and indigenous growth. Because we've got like this high vision that is looking over all things. And what do we get at the end here is the universe, the ultimate manifestation. And next to her is the Queen of Pentacles, who is the one that can grow anything. Anything you put in her hands, she can make more of it. Lots of fertile energy here. Wow. 2, 3, 4, and 4 out of 6 to be majors. And an ace and 2 courts. We didn't even get any regular minors here. Wow. Okay. All right. Any questions? I don't have any. Gosh, it's only been an hour and a half, but you know what? That's okay. I think I want to go get one more. I would like to pull a goddess card from somewhere. Which deck do I want, though? All right, I'm grabbing the one that's right next to me. Goddess Oracle. I am so glad that there are decks that have ribbons now, because do you see what happens here? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Here, that edge. See here, it's like nicky, because to get the book out of there, you kind of have to go like this or turn it over and dump it. I don't like it. Come on. Come on. Okay. Here we go. We're back in focus. All right. Oops. I'm not taking those. That was an oops. One more shuffle. And we will split and pull. Okay. Sphinx challenge. Yoster, growth. Sophia, wisdom. Lilith, power. Hecate. Ah, blessed be. Crossroads. And then we have Bastet, play. Boy, play has popped up so many times tonight. So that invitation is to, yes, definitely take the time, and the beauty of what the changes that are going on around us, and the climate and the weather and nature and everything, and play. So Sphinx is a challenge. I'm going to read the verses that come with these. So she's coming to offer us a riddle. Okay. If I ask the question that provokes, will you stretch to find the answer? Will you take up the gauntlet flung boldly and defiantly answer the call? Will you meet my challenge with tingling in your blood, with your hair blowing electric in the wind, with all your being, knowing that every challenge is an opportunity, every challenge presents a gift, every challenge is there to serve you or not. It's your choice. So she is here to challenge us. How are we going to approach this? How are we going to respond to the times that we're given, to the challenges that are brought into our personal lives here? Okay, Yoster. I am movement toward becoming, expanding, enhancing the impulse deep within all being, to develop, evolve, press onward, to fulfill all that is possible. And she is growth. So there's that spring energy again. She is the early spring energy, where things are just coming out of the ground. Tiny little shoots to let us know that something's going to be happening come Beltane, right? So we are challenged about nurturing our early growth here, our tiny, tender growth. And then we've got Sophia, who is wisdom. From the moment you enter till the time you surrender to death, all that you experience directly for yourself, all the burnt fingers to discover the fire is hot, all the falling flat when your reach exceeds your grasp, all the explorations of territory known and unknown, all these are pathways to me. Seek to know, and you are me. Stretch to become, and you are me. The feminine quests for wisdom. The feminine is part of all women. All women are the goddess. All women have wisdom. All women are Sophia. Okay. So bringing this new spring growth energy and our wisdom to know how to nurture in these times and how to respond. So then we get Lilith. I dance my life for myself. I am whole. I am complete. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I dance the dark and the light, the conscious and the unconscious, the sane and the insane, and I speak from myself authentically with total conviction, without regard for how I might look. All the parts of myself flow into the whole. All my divergent selves unite as one. I listen to what needs to be heard. I never make excuses. I feel my feelings deeply and profoundly. I never hide. I live my sexuality to please myself and pleasure others. I express it as it needs to be expressed, from the core of myself, from the wholeness of my dance. I am female. I am sexual. I am power. I was greatly feared. Let's change that to am. Hecate, crossroads. Indeed, where are we now? There's power at the crossroads. It is time. The crossroads are here. It is time to exercise our power, because now, with things in flux and, when things are in movement, when things are thrown into chaos, everything moves. And that is the most potent time to exercise your power, your purpose, your vision, to direct something that way. It's easier to direct things that are already in motion, right? Inertia. If things are parked, it's hard to get them moving. But when everything is up in the air and fallen down, it is easier to direct and shape and change. Okay, Hecate, the crossroads. I sit in the blackness of the dark moon night with my hounds at the crossroads, where three roads converge. At the crossroads, the place of choice. All paths lead to the crossroads, and all are desirable, but only one can you travel, only one can you choose. Choice creates endings, and all beginnings come from endings. At the crossroads, which one will you choose? Which way will you go? Which? Which? Though the choice is yours, here's a secret I'll share. The way to choose is to enter the void. The way to choose is to let die. The way to choose is to fly free. Think about that. To enter the void. Think about the death card. To let die. To enter the void. Wow. Okay. And then we have Bosch template. Just joking. So funny. Okay, Bosch. I swirl and twirl. I hide and seek, romping and ranging, funning and frolicking. My opportunities for self-amusement are endless, and the pleasure that it gives me makes me purr. Life's challenges never stop me, for I know how to whole myself, WHOLE, myself with play. To make myself whole with play. So, all of these challenges, how do we approach these challenges with play? Remembering that we are goddess and this is how the gods play. You know, remembering that we have courage, the power of Lilith to choose, and Hecate at the crossroads with the keys. So let's look at where we can direct our sacred play during this Beltane and put that energy out there to start adding to the wind of change, you know, to start blowing things in the right direction. All right. Now I feel like I'm done. Okay. Is everybody there? Did y'all fall asleep on me? Okay. Oh, that was the seventh deck. All right, let's close down our meditation, shall we? Before I do, I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out. There's a link down below if you get value from anything that I do here, and you would like to engage in mutual aid. I would really appreciate it. I send you blessings for Beltane. Let's close down our meditation. So come on back into your body and into your sphere. And just take the messages from Beltane here. Take the warmth, the juiciness, the passion, the play, slap and tickle, hide and seek, you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Beltane energies. Let them course through you. Let them fuel your passion towards life, towards your spiritual purpose. Let's be willing to toss onto the compost heap the stuff that absolutely just doesn't fit in our lean, well-loved life. We're trimming things down to the essentials and what really matters. We're tired of being bogged down with too much stuff. Lighten our load to make room for the energies of passion and creation to flow through. So on your next exhale, exhale fully. Nice deep inhale. When you exhale, push that outer layer out and watch it blanket around the earth and flash out into space. And then coming back into your personal sphere. Let all of these energies just soak into your mind, into your body, into the fertile earth of your unconscious, that deep black earth. Let that growing energy, the potency of Beltane, of he with the fiery sword, feel that spark strike deep, deep, deep in that dark earth of your unconscious and Feel the growing energy begin as the goddess pours her manifestation energy into it. Keeping everything that you need for this time. Now allow anything that is extra that you don't need to flow down into the earth. You will never be left wanting. You will never be left with not enough here. So send everything extra back to the earth for her blessing with our love, with our perfect love and perfect trust. You might want to put your hands on the earth, especially if you're getting close to bedtime. You might want to have a snack afterwards. You might want to turn on some drumming and dance your ass off for a little while. I wish for you the brightest Beltane blessings, and for you guys down under, the bright Samhain blessings as well. You also are getting rid of what's old and dead. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. We didn't have a lot in the chat tonight. Sam and Roxanne and Catherine and Al. Was there anybody else? Well, you four and me, the five of us. How nice is that? All right, you guys, take care. Mwah. My love to you all. My blessings to you all. Keep on keeping on. Take good care of yourself. I'll tell you that I used my Fyodor Pavlov deck, which is my yes-no timing deck, the other day, and just asked for a yes or no. Will our democracy survive? Will we survive as a democracy? And I got 2 aces up, so probably yes. Keep up the good work. All right, I will see you next time. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.